Hello again, it's me, Emake, the author of The Terrible Truth About the Truth. I hope you now got your copy and you are enjoying your reading. Yeah, the book is available on Amazon in all versions, including the audiobook, so you don't have any excuse. Sorry. Yes, I am back. I know many of you have been waiting for hearing the end or more about my story with that crazy woman who accused me of hitting her car. Of course, she was lying. Yeah, and if you don't know what the heck I am talking about, I advise you to go back and watch my 2 previous videos with the same title and then come back to this one. Otherwise, you won't know what I am talking about. Yes. And for those who followed me, you remember the last video ended when I got reassured by 2 witnesses after speaking to that woman. You remember they came back to me and they told me, you can go home, everything is fine. The woman is fine. She said there was no problem to begin with and everything is fine. The problem was solved. But was it really solved? Stay tuned. I'm going to continue reading that letter I wrote to the chief of police. Yes, and my letter continues like this. The following day, on Friday, August 4, 2017, when I was driving my sister-in-law and her children visiting from France to the USA, I got a call from an unknown caller. I was driving a Nissan Rogue that I had rented, and the Bluetooth wasn't easy to manipulate, probably because I wasn't very familiar with that car. It was heavily raining too, and the traffic was extremely high. Right away, I asked the caller if it was something urgent, and I explained that I was driving and it was raining cats and dogs, the traffic was high, and I wasn't feeling safe to talk while driving. The caller said, "Are you Emake?" I said, "Yes, sir." The caller identified himself as a police officer, and he was calling about a collision I was involved in. I said, "Sir, there was no collision, and I am driving in extremely difficult road conditions and unable to speak while driving." So I said, "Can I talk to you when I am back from the USA?" "Where are you going?" he said. "I am driving to the States. I'm going to New York City." "Where are you right now?" he added. I said I didn't know exactly where I was, but I had passed Montreal, and I insisted that I wasn't comfortable talking while driving as the road conditions were very bad. "This is important. You caused damage to someone's car, you failed to remain at the accident scene, and you don't want to talk about it now?" the caller said. I said, "Officer, there was no accident, but I do know the incident that happened between me and another woman yesterday. I promise you, as soon as I get back to Ottawa on Monday, I will come to the station to explain what happened, but again, there was no accident." "Oh, yeah, you know about the accident, right?" the so-called officer said. At that point, I started to get upset and to wonder if the call was really coming from a police officer, as it was coming from an unknown caller, and to me, a police officer would have been sensitive after I expressed my safety concerns. I said, "Officer, can I beg you to not talk to me when I told you that I am not feeling safe to talk at this moment? Because if I continue, in no time, I will get involved in a real collision this time. It's raining, the traffic is super busy on the highway. I am driving in one of the middle lanes and I have no means to pull over," I said. The officer kept asking me questions to the point that I got upset and I raised my voice. I said, "Officer, can you stop talking to me while I am driving? Because I don't want to get into an accident." He continued yelling and yelling at me, but eventually he hung up. My day couldn't get any better because my family was denied entry to the USA, probably because of how nervous and tense I felt when answering the immigration officer's questions since I was the driver. And we had to drive back to Ottawa the same night. On Saturday morning, I made some calls to the police stations, trying to figure out where the call had been initiated and if it was real or fake. I wish I didn't have a trip tomorrow. Unfortunately, I have to stop by here and go prepare for my trip. But please stay tuned for the last episode or so. I don't know if it will be the last one, but I think it will be the last one. I'm telling you, you needed to hear this until the end because, as I said, you may be taking your skin color for granted. Thank you and see you next time.